Hello, friend. I know this video has found you because you're working hard, trying to improve your life, manifest the things that you want. And yet still, despite all your constant effort, you feel stuck. You feel like you're not getting anywhere. And you're really starting to wonder, what's it all about? Is it even worth it? I'm here to tell you today that it is absolutely worth it, and you can absolutely do it. I'm going to break down what the real issue is in your life. And I also want to tell you that it's really not your fault. That all of this is mostly the fault of, well, folks like myself. This industry, and it is an industry of personal development, of personal growth, life coaching, and these sorts of things. So I'd like to break that down for you a bit today and explain why it isn't working and what's really going on. Because the truth is, this industry, through no intention of its own, really is feeding you a bunch of lies. So as you take a look around this world of self-help, of personal development, you'll see all these different gurus, teachers, mentors, coaches, people just like me. All of whom have good intentions and have some good and useful advice. And maybe you've already engaged with some of this and not really gotten to where you want to go. So you've found someone on YouTube talking about these concepts, talking about manifestation, talking about creating wealth and prosperity and joy, or finding your ideal mate, or any of the things that we all want in our lives. And as you've gone further and further down this rabbit hole, you've encountered all these different little camps, these niches of folks touting their advice, promising you results. And that's not to say they're all just complete fraudsters. I have no doubt that most of what they put out there for results, my client achieved this, my client lost 30 pounds in 30 days, my client 10x'd their sales in their business, whatever it is. I have no doubt that in most cases, those are very real results. They're very achievable. But there is a dark and duplicitous lie in all of this. And it's a sneaky one. And it's not even really the fault of these people, these other coaches, gurus, etc., teaching this stuff, putting it out there, offering their services. Because 99% of them are doing it out of love, out of the best intentions, and a desire to help others grow and transform their lives in the same way that they have. I do the same thing. But here's the big lie. Here's what's presented to everybody. When you look at the industry as a whole, you are left with this false choice, this duplicity. And this duplicity is very simple. You're offered two paths. One path says you can achieve all your goals and dreams, you can manifest anything you want. You just have to work harder, hustle more, sacrifice your family, your relationships, time, even your own health in the process. Hustle and grind. We've all heard it. There are times to hustle and grind. There are moments in your life where that is the thing that will create success. But it's not sustainable. You can't do it all the time, and you're not meant to. The other choice, and it's a false choice, is that you simply have to just think good thoughts, feel good things. Just be happy and put the intention out into the universe. I want $1 million. I want to find my life partner. I want to transform my body. I want to be more confident. Whatever it is. I want to start a business. And you just got to think it and feel it, live in the moment, and it'll all just come to you like an Amazon delivery. I'll tell you this. Those things like mindset, energetic vibration, those very spiritual and woo concepts are also essential to creating the reality that you want to see, the thing that you want. There's a time and place for that as well. And so you've probably found yourself leaning into one or both of these camps at some point. You've probably explored them both. You probably started with hustle and grind and just work more hours, sleep less, be tougher, take your cold plunge, and get back to work. Most people on your journey latch on to that in the sort of early parts of their journey because it's just logical. The mind thinks, oh, we do this thing, it creates X results. We just have to do the right thing. We do it correctly, we'll get the right results. Very logical, very scientific way to approach things. And that approach will get you some results. But long term, when you're looking at your entire life and all the amazing dreams, seemingly impossible things that you would like to do, you can't keep that up. No one can. We're not meant to. We're not built for that. Our minds break down. We make bad decisions. Our bodies break down. And we just can't sustain that sort of pace. And so being exhausted by all that and hitting a wall with that sort of thing, people often swing to the other path very quickly because they're burnt out, they're exhausted, and then they hear someone say, oh, you just have to love your life. You just have to think beautiful things, feel beautiful things. Imagine yourself already having the thing you'd like to achieve, the results that you want. And the universe will deliver it to you. That's also true to some extent. But you'll find that after you make your vision board and have your cacao ceremony and spend a week meditating in the cave, it all feels really good when you're doing it. And then you go back to actually doing things, back to the real world. And it's completely deflating. It's such a downer after those spiritual highs that you experience. And more importantly, your Amazon package never arrives. That thing that you're trying to create just doesn't take shape. And here and there, once in a while, some little signs, some tiny little piece of it will kind of show up. Oh, I didn't have to pay this bill this month. They gave me a credit. Or I won $100 on a scratch ticket or whatever. A little bit, just little bits of abundance, prosperity, or whatever it is show up, but it's never really the thing. And so where all this breaks down is that there is a cycle that creation or manifestation or transformation, whatever you want to call it, because they're all the same thing. There is a cycle that these things follow. The bottom line is there is an underlying process that is always ongoing. It is the process by which the universe, or spirit, or God, or whatever you want to call it, is creating everything that you experience and see before you. And so there is a path, and it's a pretty simple one, from the intention, the seed of creation, your desires, your deepest desires, and drive and purpose in life. There's a path from that to the actual actions you take to make things real, to make them manifest in the world, to materialize in your experience. And because of the duplicity, this false choice that we present to people, a lot of people get trapped in between. There's a big gap between the intention, the energetic vibration of something, the genesis of it, and it becoming real in our experience. So really, to create the things we want in our lives, we have to be in tune with this cycle. And it really just has 4 phases. It's actually a pretty simple thing to understand and follow. That doesn't always mean it's easy, but when our desires, thoughts, words, and actions are all in rhythm with these 4 phases, then we build momentum. Then we are able to create and transform and manifest our world with relative ease, with flow, with that momentum. It's the difference between swimming upriver against the current and swimming downriver with the current. We can travel much further, much faster, with a lot less effort. We can have a lot more peace of mind in our lives as we're doing all of this, because, at least in my opinion, it's pretty useless to make $1 million or start a global nonprofit or make any great change in the world if you are so exhausted and broken down and destroyed by the process that you can't enjoy it. And I've been through this many times in my life. It took me about, almost 40 years to really figure this out. And since I've been able to overcome anxiety, depression, obesity. I've ditched a whole litany of destructive habits and addictions in my life. And I've been able to finally start a successful business after about 6 tries over 30 some odd years of my adult life, almost 30 years of being an adult. So if you've been through all of this and you are frustrated or exhausted or hopeless about your big dreams, don't be. I've put together a simple guide to help you start to get in rhythm and build some momentum in your life, in the things you want. It's a simple download. Link is in the description of this video. Give it a try out. And where you're falling short, where the gap is in your life. And I call this process momentum mapping. It's a free download. Link is in the description. It only takes a few minutes of your time, and I think it'll give you a lot of clarity about what you actually are trying to do with your life and how to achieve it. So please check that out. And if you'd like to know more about this process, this transformative process, please check out the next video.